Hi, I'm Heather Hawker, President and CEO of the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra, and this is Clef Notes. In today's episode, you will meet Kevin Jow, concertmaster of the Lubbock Youth Orchestra Symphony, Tristan Duran, principal bass clarinetist, and Christopher Hammonds, known as Chris, principal bass of the Lubbock Youth Symphony Orchestras. All three of these young men will be talking about their experience with the Lubbock Symphony Youth Orchestras. Gentlemen, will you please introduce yourself and tell the audience where you go to school, what year you're currently in, and how long have you participated in the Lubbock Youth Orchestras?
I'm Kevin Jow. I'm currently a junior in high school. This will be right about my first or second season done with LIO.
My name's Tristan Duran. I am a senior at Friendship High School. Go Tigers. And this would be my 5th year in the youth orchestra season.
My name is Chris Hammonds. I am a sophomore at Monterey High School, and this is coming up on my 3rd year with Lubbock Youth Orchestras.
Wow, we've got 3 different high schools represented. It's great to have all of you with us this morning. Tristan, talk to me about your All-State experience.
So my sophomore year was the first time I made All-State, and then this year was the second time. The only thing I can say about the experience itself is that it's one of the most transformative things that especially a high school musician can go through. You meet a lot of great people. You get clinicked by amazing conductors and people all over the world. And it's just a fun time overall. Steps that I took to get there, I mean, obviously, aside from a lot of practicing, just making sure I have consistent habits and I keep people around me who can support me throughout the entire time.
That's awesome. And you play the bass clarinet.
Yes, ma'am.
How many years have you been playing the bass?
I joined band in 6th grade, and that is when I started.
Okay. So did you start on a clarinet?
I did not.
You did not. You went straight to the bass clarinet. I'm impressed. All right. Kevin, talk to me about your All-State experience.
It's good. I've first tried out in sophomore year because that was the first year I moved here. And that was a lot of practicing. I remember struggling a lot through that. I didn't make it in at first. I was one spot off and then someone dropped out. So luckily I was able to participate, and it was very enlightening just kind of seeing the skill of the musicians out there. You know, those like first violins, those first stands where I was like, I'm never going to get to that level, but like I might as well aspire to be there. And the year after, this year, I tried out again. I feel like I had a lot better guidance, especially from my Lubbock High School orchestra director, Mr. Anaya, and my private tutor, Mrs. Boyle. And I felt a lot more confident going into the audition, and I eventually, got into Philharmonic, and it was, again, very enlightening. Our conductor, I know Chris can relate to this, our conductor was very good. He had a lot of good advice to give to all the sections, and, he was just a great guy. So, yeah, musicians are great, the teachers are great, and it's just a great experience overall.
For you to also get to have private lessons with the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra concertmaster, Annie Boyle. That's pretty exciting. Okay, Chris, you're up. Talk about your All-State experience coming from Monterey.
Okay, so this is my first year at TMA All-State Orchestra. It was one of the most transformative, as Tristan said, experiences of my life so far. I mean, for example, it was a long experience there. We had 9 hours of rehearsal every single day for the 3 days of the clinic, I guess. And it was very exciting to get to wake up in the morning and be like, we get to go and meet a bunch of new people that you have never met before. Of course, with everyone, it takes so much practice to get there. But once you make it, it's even more exciting because you meet a whole bunch of people who are like involved in your skill, and you get to connect with people. I talked with a bit of the conductor of our orchestra, and one of the things that he enjoys doing, like before we even start rehearsal, is we will do like stretches. Like we'll just sit in silence for 2 minutes and just get stretches out and get ready for rehearsal. It really brings a new experience, and I love it.
Do you remember who your conductor was?
Our conductor was Alejandro Gomez Guerrero, I believe.
Oh.
He was, Arizona State. That's where he works.
Okay.
He's a wonderful conductor. I absolutely enjoyed working with him. and I hope to see him again someday.
That's awesome. So was it comforting to see two other people from Lubbock in your orchestra at Allstate?
Absolutely. It brings a new experience. And, when you have people with you that you know already, it makes it more exciting because you get to represent your school or your city a lot more with more people.
So, Kevin, would you say that participating this past year in the Lubbock Youth Orchestras, that helped you prepare for Allstate?
Yeah, I'd say it's very good for, especially like with ensemble, because, when you're at home, you can obviously practice by yourself, but you really need to be in that environment, especially for me, like being in the front, being able to lead. And it's very good experience to be in the sidelines of an orchestra and kind of learn from others and be able to listen from them. And, just as how the Lubbock Youth Orchestras helped me in my Allstate experience, like the inverse is also true. And the experience I take out of Allstate can also help me with experiences in Lubbock Youth Orchestras.
Tristan, talk about your experience.
I would say the youth orchestra, especially being in it for the past 5 years, has significantly shaped my improvement as a musician. One of the major things that comes to my head when I think about youth orchestra is that it is one of the only experiences where I, especially as a bass clarinet player, get to play with an actual full orchestra. And I've learned a lot of valuable skills from it. One small one being reading bassoon parts, reading the bass clef, and transposing it up. But the most significant attribute that it's had to my playing is learning how to incorporate my soloistic and better individual sound and learning how to blend and incorporate that into a larger ensemble.
So, Tristan, you're also a composer. How long have you been composing?
4.5 years, more or less.
I'm impressed. Tell the story behind your first and second symphonies.
Both of them are inspired by the book that I am writing with my friend. A little thing about that friend, Jessup Farmer. I met him a few years back, and he's had this story since he was young, and I've always been so compelled by it. And I was like, what if we turn this into like a book or something? And we started doing that, and I got even more compelled by the story as we're like writing it. So I wanted to write it for my first symphony. And, the first symphony, it's a long story, but overall, the first one is about a revolution. It's about a war in a foreign country. Second symphony, I don't even know how to describe where to start with the story. It's all over the place. But we get introduced to some of our main characters, like Alex, Ethan, this mysterious lady named Echo, William, and John. It's very exciting pieces.
So is it out there for our listeners to go and listen? How would they follow up if they were interested?
So the book I have not finished yet. Both symphonies, I still need to find a way to publish those.
Okay.
I can get back to you on that.
That would be great. So our audience needs to watch for Tristan Duran because I think you're going to do some great things having listened to your second symphony. So you'll be heading to Texas State in the fall. What are your plans going forward on composition and composing?
My plans going forward are just to keep getting better, to keep honing my skill, eventually land commissions with a lot of ensembles, hopefully get my works played more than just locally.
That'll be awesome. Well, we look forward to following you. Okay, Chris, we talked a little bit about being a mentor, but talk about what your plans are for the future and how you share those skills going forward.
So I'm planning on going to the Texas Tech University School of Music, hopefully to major in music and performance.
Reckham.
Reckham Tech, indeed. There's so many great people. I already know a lot of people who are currently in the School of Music and attend there. And it is such a welcoming place. It encourages you to, really bring out your skill and also share it with other people. And it's just such a lovely place to be. Like say, Maestro Lanfranco Marcelletti, he's the director of orchestral studies there. He is an absolutely wonderful conductor, and I really enjoy being under his wand. And yeah, I'm very excited to go there, hopefully.
And you still have a whole nother...
I'm a sophomore this year. So
2
yeah,
years.
2 years.
You got 2 years. But hey, I assume you'll be going to orchestra camp this summer?
Yes, I will be. I've gone since 2022, I believe.
Okay.
So,
Kevin, talk to us about having a younger sibling. And although you don't plan to continue your education with a music degree, will you continue to freelance?
So for my brother, His name's Aiden. He's in Philharmonic Orchestra. Hopefully, he can get in a symphony next year. It's very inspirational to see. When I was like in 7th grade, I was still trying to find my footing. So hopefully, with the experiences that I have, I can pass them down to him. And honestly, I hope that no matter what happens or what skill level he achieves, I just hope that he's like proud of the time that he's put in to the violin and just enjoys music, because I think enjoying music is kind of the ultimate goal, more than just like becoming a good player. And then for me, college, yeah, I don't really plan to major in music, but I do certainly want to still be involved, whether that be with freelancing. I know that I'm probably going to need the money, if I'm being honest. So I might as well, use like what skills I have. But yeah, I still want to be involved. I want to play in the school orchestra, or like the college orchestra. I want to hopefully, maybe even do a minor in music.
Have you started looking at universities?
Within Texas, I'd say maybe UT Austin. That'd be a good
Hook 'em. Yeah.
good kind of place to go. But then outside of it, there's a lot of good schools around the country. So I'll still be looking at my options with, music as a huge factor in that decision.
Well, UT has an amazing music program down there. So I think you'd fit in perfectly. As a mom of a Longhorn, I can say that. Okay, we're going to do some rapid response on these next questions. Let's start with Chris. What do you do off stage that provides inspiration on stage?
I love to encourage, especially being an audience member. Most of the time in rehearsal, you can't really speak much, but I'm certainly there and watching and encouraging as much as I can. And I really enjoy getting to see people be inspired by that.
Okay, Tristan, you're up.
Something that I do off stage to provide inspiration on stage, especially like before performances, I just kind of act myself, but usually I'm friends with a lot of the people there. I'll try to keep the energy up. I'll try to make sure everybody has a positive attitude about the performances.
All right, Kevin.
I'd say artistically, I listen to a lot of classical music in my free time. I watch a lot of performances. I get, a lot of good techniques from there and good like interpretations of pieces, which, then help me in my actual rehearsals and performances.
All right, Kevin, we'll start with you. Who's your favorite composer?
Probably Mahler.
Chris?
I love Antonin Dvorak.
All right, Tristan.
Dmitri Shostakovich.
All three. Excellent. What's next, Tristan? Where will you be in 10 years? What will you be doing?
Hopefully in 10 years, I'll be on a big stage with my music playing.
I love it. Chris?
Hopefully I will be somewhere, whether that's college or in a symphony orchestra somewhere. I really love speaking words you can't really speak through your instrument. So love to bring that out.
Kevin?
I still want to be, playing music, maybe in an orchestra, but I just want to have a journey and a career that, feels fulfilling to me, and with music on the sidelines.
On the sidelines. Okay. What do you think that career is going to be?
I'm looking into like machine learning right now, but options are still open. Yeah.
The world is your oyster, all three of you. Thank you for joining me today, and I'm excited to see you on stage with the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra this evening. A special thank you to our audience for listening to Classical 105.7 on behalf of your Lubbock Symphony and the Lubbock Youth Orchestras. I do want to remind our listeners to make plans to join us for Masterworks 4, Echoes of the New World, featuring a side-by-side of our Lubbock Symphony Orchestra and the Lubbock Youth Orchestras. Our presenting sponsor for this concert tonight is Texas Tech University, Saturday, March 28th, right here at Buddy Holly Hall. You can find the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra on social media, and to purchase tickets, visit our website at lubbocksymphony.org and be sure to download the Classical 105.7 app so you never miss an episode of Clef Notes. Have a great day.